That's better. I know I jump around a lot with what I'm doing. I said I was going to do the bird cage, and then I was doing a little bit of the legs. Well, now I'm going to go back to the pedestal. You see, the pedestal. So what I'm going to do, I want to figure out the placement of the 3 legs. So what I'm going to start with is sort of what are the good sides. Now I've decided that I want to line it up with this kind of bullseye pattern here. There's one on the other side too. One of them will match up and the other 2 won't, because there's 3 of them, remember. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my line here. Right? Let me get a protractor. And I'm going to mark that right back to that wonky center that I have. Now, since when I use this protractor, it kind of goes off the edge. I can't get it. I thought, well, I know geometry a little bit. And so I took 90 degrees, added 30 to make 120, cut me a little block of wood. Now I can use that to measure where the next line is. So just line that up. I have this cool handy dandy guide. Now that leg will come here. And that leg, I match that up. If I get the right place. That should be and that lines up perfectly with the 3rd one. Easy peasy. Now to cut this, I made this crazy contraption, which I actually used to do some fluting on columns on a walnut chest, but I thought, let's just reuse that. So what I do, I mount this in here. I will obviously screw it in place and then line up that line and then fasten it so it can't turn. I don't have that fancy indexing lathe like some people have, so I have to index with a pencil. All right, today I'm just taking a little bit of time to try to cut on this pedestal here. So this is the centered pedestal of the table. I have to cut 3 flat spots for the legs to attach. This setup is going to work great for that. And then when I have to cut the dovetails, I have to come up with a different plan. One step at a time, guys. So there. So this gets it to the right width, the right depth. I'll have to trim this with a chisel so I can get it nice and tight up against there. And then when I cut the dovetails, I have to come in from the end. So I'll have to notch this piece of the support out so I can get the dovetail blade to go straight in. I'll figure it out. It'll be great. So here's how I solved my problem. I took the pedestal out, I made 2 saw cuts, and I whacked that with a hammer. So now I have to make sure this surface, now that I've lost my reference point, I have to make sure this surface is square. So what I did, I rednecked it. So I use this little ledge here, set my square, and I ride that across till I'm sure it's absolutely on point. Drove a screw in the bottom so my bit doesn't hit it. Good to go. All right, all set. So I've adjusted the jig so the pedestal is higher. I got it as high as I could because you see there is not much room there. But I have to be able to get the router across here. I'm going to cut a groove with a straight bit and then I'll dovetail it. I'm going to cut the groove a little bit so that when I put the dovetail bit through, it doesn't need to take off as much wood and doesn't have to work as hard. Noisy, Lots of splinters. So I'm cutting the dovetails now. The difference is I have my plunge router, but I've set it. It's bottomed out. The bit's as far in as I can get it. This is as deep a cut as I can make right there. And I think it's going to be just fine. Watch for more flying wood chips. And there you have it. Okay, so I have cut all the dovetails. Here's the end shot. Look at all the holes. That's just from screwing it into the jig. But pretty happy with the way the dovetails came out. This will get cut off. That's why it's all jagged and gnarly looking. I'll put it on a block, chop saw, make it nice and straight once I get the legs to the size I want, and then this will be done. Well, almost. This is the other end. Once I get the bird cage on, it gets a slot for a key, and then it will be done.